Good morning. Oh, let me tell you, uh, I am so I am so sore this morning. It's gonna be a rough day. It's gonna be a rough day. I hope everybody else is doing well that's out there, but uh, I am sore this morning. Yes, I know, Sophie. Anyways, yesterday, after stream, I went out in the garage and I organized like our camping gear and that kind of stuff. But um, I had a friend come over and we worked on one of the Jeeps, right? So we were taking out the old AC compressor and we were putting in a new one, but there's a lot to it, right? Here, let me get some music going. All right, so to do that, you have to first extract all the refrigerant that's in the vehicle, right? So we did that. Then here's a picture of an engine, right? Identical engine, but not from the vehicle, right? So the AC compressor sits under here, and to really get to it, you got to disconnect these lines, which is the refrigerant lines from the top of the compressor. You move those out of the way. Then you have the power steering pump here. You got to remove that, or at least get it out of the way. So you have to disconnect the bolts from it. So on top of that, you have the serpentine belt. You got to remember the pattern for it. So then when you got to remove the belt. It was a lot of work. It took us like 6 hours at least. It took us about six to 6.5 hours to undo all that stuff, put the new one in. Yeah. And part of the problem was we ran into problems trying to work on putting it back in, and it didn't work. Sea Doodle, hi. Good morning. It is nice to see you here. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I am talking about the yesterday's effort to work on the Jeep. You accidentally unfollowed. Sea Doodle. But at least you get to follow again. And you get all the noise. So, yay. How could you? I don't know. Anyways, how is your morning going? True, right? I am talking about yesterday that after stream, I had a friend come over and we worked on the engine, right? So we needed to replace the AC compressor, and it was a whole like 6.5 hour thing where we had to take all the refrigerant out, had to remove the power steering pump out of the way to get to it, take the serpentine belt off. We did all that, and we ran into some problems trying to put the new one back on. We had an issue reaching a bolt in here, and we had to go buy a different tool to give us a better reach and bend on it. Yeah. So it was like 6.5 hours. But the new compressor is in, everything is back together, and yeah, and now I just have to recharge the system, and should be good. So what is on your agenda? What are you working on today? Also, Sea Doodle, I don't know if you like drawing. I do this thing called the web whiteboard, right? And the link is at the top of chat. You can come in here, you can draw, you can do all kinds of stuff. It's also a spot we talk about all the different game dev stuff that's going on, right? You know nothing about that, but glad, yeah. I know a decent amount of it, you know. So I enjoy tinkering on the vehicles, and puts about getting these, you know, working on them. So it was fun. I enjoyed it, even though I'm a drastically sore today. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a huge big puzzle. And Poverty Man, welcome in. How you doing this morning? But I enjoy working on it. You know, it's kind of always been a hobby between my dad and I. He loves working on vehicles. So that's kind of his thing. And I've always, you know, helped and done all that, so I've learned a lot. And yeah, it's a lot of fun for me, right? But once I recharge the AC system, now that the new compressor is on, Jeepin will have AC in her Jeep. So this was all on our older Jeep, which is hers. And yeah, just trying to make it so that she has, you know, AC during the summer. Her Jeep is now like kind of the project Jeep because it's older. And so I have a whole list of things that I'm working on and doing for hers. And yeah. All right. Game news. We have 2 days until Diablo Lord of Hatred comes out, right? This 2 days comes out on Tuesday, and I can't wait. I love Diablo series. I've played it since the first one, and I look forward to it. Outside of that, I don't think I have any real news since yesterday, like game news, right? You've been wanting to play. It's a lot of fun. It is. I mean, can't be squeamish. It's got a little bit of, you know, it's a little gory, but it's a lot of fun. It just, yeah. And I'm looking forward to being able to play a paladin and all that stuff in the new one. And you don't mind it, then this is exactly the game for you. I love it, right? So you have a warlock and a paladin as the new classes. And I heard a Sophie treat in there. Dark Horse, thank you so much for the Sophie treat. Come on, Soph. Ready? Let's see if that works. There we are. All right. Oops. There we are. So it comes out on Tuesday. And I think it's the last expansion for Diablo 4. So I'm looking forward to it. Play through it and all that fun stuff. But like I said, I've loved the Diablo series since I first played the first one. All right. Outside of that, and this crazy engine stuff that I did yesterday, I did get a little bit of game dev in. I like to jam pack my days, right? So I did get a little bit of game dev in. So I think we'll switch over and try to I'll show sort of where I'm at. All right, let me start the game. Now, what else is everybody doing today? Who's here? Dark Horse and Poverty and all. What is on your agenda today? Playing any good games or working on games or not touching a computer after today? You know. any of that stuff, right? Anyway, so this is the game so far. Right. We've been focused on combat. You added clouds to the game? Excellent. I'll have to check it out here in a second. All right. We have added in our attacking. We have our ability to select which one we've been doing, right? And the new thing that has been added, I got this yesterday. When you hover over who's up next, you will be able to identify which one it is. So that's there. Right. We have attacks. Working Hammer was in here yesterday and helped create a better border on the text, right? So now it stands out a lot more and you can read it. It's nice and clear. At some point, though, I still need to make the same thing onto the text of the damage. So that 3 that went up there is going to have a shadow with it, like that one, right? But that is what I did after stream at the end of yesterday, was finish putting the text onto, like the shadow onto the text. So I think it looks very good. You can read it. It's nice and clear. And then like I said, I added in this. So when you hover over here in the top right on who is up next, you're going to be able to identify who it is. That way you can start strategically trying to figure things out. The one thing we need to work on today is, let me switch this and we'll go to the next turn. So these are my test buttons, right? We added in our special attack, and it's called Dancing Blade. When you use it, it attacks all the enemies. Right now, its damage is like 10%, which is just really low. So we're going to change it. Switch it to like a random range of like 40 to 60% of the enemies. Because it uses up a lot of AP to be able to do that, and it's an AoE attack, so you're attacking all the enemies at once. All right, so we're gonna end that. And Poverty, I want to bring up, and I think I still got your thing here. Yep. And let's run this. So Poverty here has been working on a shoot, right? How physics on how a gun should work. And it's coming along really nice. You know, it's hard to get the physics on a gun to be correct. And I think you're doing a really nice job with this. And we'll just assume this is a whole bunch of zombies, right? Oh, you use raycast, not physics. Okay, but still. The effort you're putting into it is a lot better. Like, this is nice, right? And I like the clouds. That's what you added from yesterday, right? Yeah, that's coming along nice. We're going to now, I think we're going to go in and we're going to change our value for the special attack. And currently I have, you get mixed reactions. I mean, it's not a complete game or anything. So what are some of the reactions you get? I mean, is it like perfect? No. But you're coming along, and every time we look at this, you've advanced, you've learned some new stuff with it. So overall, I think you're doing a good job. Someone said it was like Temple. I don't know about that, but yeah, I think it's coming along, right? This is a good little, this is a project to get this stuff to work, and it's a process, right? You know, you have it so that the farther away they are, the less likely it's going to hit exactly where your bullseye is. Although I can't see right here very well. We'll just pepper spray because I can't see them. But it's coming along, right? Every time I see this, you have new things in here. You've adjusted. And I think that's good progress. So just keep going. Keep doing your thing. Oh, let's think about that. You could make a weapon transparent when directly in front of it. I don't know. I don't think you want that. I mean, unless you want to practice it, right? What I think is you should either change your camera angle so maybe you're up higher, right? And looking more down at the angle at the gun so that it looks like you're more actually shooting, because nobody holds the gun like up here. You always hold it down lower, you know. And when you are ready and you look through the sights, then you raise it up. But right now it looks like it's up like here. So you could change the camera angle, and I think that would be fine. Because it just feels like I'm lower than like the gun, right? When you sight in, you always hold it out. You know, you hold it out, right? Not like here. And that's kind of how this feels. So maybe a way to change the angle of the camera just a little bit so you're up a little bit more, I think would be fine. Yeah, I think that would be like fine with it. Yeah, just change it a little bit. And that might give you the ability to be able to see what's right here, right? Yep. All right. Let me think about this. Where did I put the damage for the special attack? Where did I put that? Well, we have it right. We have some stuff right here. All right, let's check out alarm 8. No. Brent, good morning. Evening. Night. How are you doing? Nighttime. Yeah, I know. I get there. So, here, and I'll show you. Yesterday, I spent, like, after stream, a little bit of time cleaning the garage, organizing the camping gear. About then, my friend and I spent 6 hours working on the Jeep. But I managed to fit in a little bit of game dev last night. So I'm going to show you what I did on the Jeep. Yeah. So here, what I did was change the AC compressor, right? And the AC compressor sits below the power steering pump. So you have to take the serpentine belt off. You got to move the power steering pump out of the way. You have to drain the current refrigerant out of the system. Then you can disconnect these two lines from the top of the AC compressor. And you put it back, and then have to get the old one off and put everything back together. Now it was a big job, right? It took two of us about 6 to 6.5 hours. So it was a lot. One of the things yesterday was Hamster. I think you were here, maybe. Hamster Hammer had stopped in and helped a little bit with doing some shadow on the text that is on the screen, right? And I finished that up last night. You remember? Okay, so let me go through here and we'll there. So this is it now. I think it makes it a lot more clear. Yeah, it looks nice. I don't think it takes away from it very much at all. I like the way it looks, right? And it'll change. So right now it's in the green focus. So this is, you get +1 damage and your AP costs 1 less. But if you go red, it instantly will change. And now AP all costs 1 more, right? Because now you're tired. So everything's higher. I think that looks pretty good, right? Now, the other thing I did is this. When you have your up next, so this is the request, right? Up here in the top right, which you can't really see because that one little thing's in the way. You have your enemies that are up next, right? And it has a little square for them up here. But now when you hover over it, it will show you by the white arrow which one it is, right? So it shows all 3 enemies. You can hover over each one and see who's who, right? I think that was you that requested that, and that feature, and I think it works out really, really nice. Yeah. Yep. All right. So I'm trying to remember where I put the special attack. And I don't really remember where I did that. That's not it. No. But one of the things that I think, oh, here it is. I think that's it. I should really label my stuff a little bit better. This is special attack, and it is the dancing blades. All right, I found it. We're going to change this. Right now, it only does 10% of damage, which means that if the enemies only have 10 health, there it is doing 1 damage to, and it does it to each enemy on the field. I think it's too weak. You spend a lot of AP to use this, so I want it to feel like, oh, this does some stuff, right? So we're going to increase this, and I'm going to change it. Secret Harbor, good morning. I was just talking and showing, spent 6.5 hours yesterday working on Jeepin's Jeep, and taking about a whole bunch of stuff off and replacing stuff and doing stuff. And I feel like yesterday was the work on vehicle day, because I think my dad was doing the same stuff with his things. Right? Also, I did see that the NFL draft being held in Pittsburgh was the biggest one ever, with the 850,000 people at it, and it was massive. It was a massive thing. It was awesome to see. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was 850,000 was the official number for it. It's the most there has been at an NFL draft. So, in Pittsburgh, if you didn't know or follow NFL for football, Pittsburgh was holding the draft this year. All right, so you updated the camera angle, Poverty. All right, let's check out your game. So this game here is by Super Poverty Man here. He's working on camera angle stuff.
Hello there.
Hello?
Hello there. Democracy. Hello there. Another happy landing.
By the way, hello. I like the camera angle. It does help with stuff. You can definitely see your targets a little better. Yeah, I think that's good. That's good progress. And if anybody wants to try this out, this is available on Super Poverty Man's itch page. You can just go there and play. It's right on the browser. Always open and available. But I think that this is working well. It's a much better angle. Plus, no matter which way you go, you can see the shells coming out of the gun, right? Yeah, good stuff. Stinkiness. Is that the Sunday morning release, Homeless? All right, we changed the percent right here of the special attack, right? So, we're going to try it out now. Yeah, the great release. It is. It's the Sunday morning great release. I can tell you, though, today, I'll take it easy a little bit because, like, I am sore from yesterday. But, I'm going to be working later today and putting together like a little cabinet for Jeepin to be able to have spices and all kinds of stuff like that, like apothecary cabinet. So I'll be putting that together for her, and starting to take all the books up from the bookcase and putting them upstairs, because we're moving the bookcase upstairs so that it swap one with one, right? All right, let's turn this on and let's go to the next turn. Yeah, it's a nice little like apothecary thing. Let me find it here real quick. Well, okay, that was weird, but let me look at my orders. It's a neat little cabinet. So, oh, I know. We can put that right here. Whoops. And I'll show it. So that's the cabinet, right? The doors close. Yeah, so these doors close, and it'll fit there, and it'll be over near the kitchen. And she'll be able to have all her stuff in it. and it'll be good. It's fancy. It is fancy, right? But I think she's going to like it, you know? So this is going to be for her to have all her spices and teas and all that stuff in, and it'll be good. So that'll be on my project for later today, is to put that together. All right. What were we doing? We were checking the special attack, right? So now we have all 3 highlighted. We hit Dancing Blade, attack. There. I think that feels better. As far as the damage for it, right? And I'm hearing somebody. Arwen is talking to me from behind me. She wants uncovered, but has to wait until the break. All right, so we'll end turn. Yeah, I don't have necessarily a camera for her, but she is literally sits behind my chair now. Just a little bit behind it, but she's there. All right, here's the question for everyone. I died. That wasn't the question. When you are fighting, right? Do you think enemies attacking you should increase your focus bar? Or not at all? Like, should it only be when you attack that it goes up? Should it be the amount that it is, or a smaller amount? And then we'll do one more defend. We'll end turn. All right, so now we're in the green. We have this. We're going to do our special attack. There. I think that special attack feels better. It does a range of damage between 40 to 60% of the enemy. So for right now, I think it feels pretty good. It may have to get lowered, but you know. Arwen was just laughing for a minute. Brent, because their attacks can mess you up. I mean, they're going to mess you up. So, that's a fine-tuning thing, though. Maybe you can play around with the values. Right now, let me switch just to end my turn and go to there. When we do this, maybe the values don't need to be as high, right? Like, advance it as much as it does, right? I don't know. So, I think I have some sort of glitch where... Oh, I wonder if this is affecting it. Oh, maybe when I did that, I accidentally made it so that your total action points are also affected. by being in the red focus. Arwen is being a caddy box this morning. Yeah, I think it's just going to take some fine tuning to see what we like, right? And keep going on it. Yeah, so here's the problem I can see. Right now, I'm starting with 2 AP instead of 3, and it means I can't do any of this, including a defend, because right now I'm in the red, so everything costs an extra AP. All right. And I need to confirm that. So I start with 3. I end turn. It rolled over. We're going to use 2. And we'll end turn, so I have 3. And it rolled over only 2, so I have 5. Interesting. All right. Yeah, we'll turn that off. And see, maybe if that's messing it up. All right, we have 3 out of 3. We're full red. Three out of 3. All right. It is interesting, right? I also fixed talking to the barkeep, right? So now the chat is actually the chat and not repeating what the barkeep was saying. I don't know why it was doing it, but you know, it was. Basically, somewhere I forgot to, when I was altering things, I forgot to do like next chat ++ to make it advance in the loop. But, so it was just repeating the last piece. Right. So now we can go through, we'll grab some food. I do need to work on this, but we're not quite working on inventory stuff yet. So. Oh, and hitting escape now closes it without opening the settings menu. Yeah, it was weird, right? So I had altered it a little bit, doing some other stuff, and I forgot to do essentially like new chat ++ to advance it to the next one. So it didn't recognize it. So it'll only show the barkeep's one, not the player side. Sometimes she just wants attention first thing in the morning. All right, so we picked up a bunch of food items. Yeah, I mean, whether I was going to do it right now or later, that stuff's on my list, right? To make it a little better. and smoother. So now if you just hit escape by itself, it'll open up the settings menu. You can close it. If you have inventory open and you hit escape, it'll close it. If you have journal open, you know, if you have journal open, you can hit J to close or escape, and it'll close it without opening up the next part, like another menu. Oh, and I forgot you had a random idea. And hello, there's a face there. All right. Is one of these new? Oh, that one's new? That one's new. Yeah. It blended in. I was like, oh. All right, so we have Ready Stance, level 1. If a player defended and is attacked while in focus mode, there's a 25% chance to counterattack. I like the idea of a counterattack. Yeah. What I think is next is to start setting up the skill tree stuff. So we're at that point, I think. Right? And looking at our styles, it'll probably be something crazy like this as far as looks goes, or something like this, but you know, I think we're about ready as far as our list goes. Combat is fairly close to being updated, right? For now, we may spend just a little bit more time with it, but then we're gonna move on to the next part, which is working on the skill tree. I already have skill tree, easy skill tree stuff in the game. I just have to remember how to get it started. And I think what we'll do is we'll also make it so there's a permanent button for skill tree, and you can always see it from outside of combat. Right? So maybe down here, as soon as OBS sees it. So down here along the bottom, we have journal, inventory, and settings, and I think there'll be a skill tree button right there, as well as being able to hit maybe K or something, right? Yeah, I think because we on the next list of our suggestion of rank, we have skill tree as our next component, right? So I think that will be good to get started with. And yeah, I would love to try out the visual editor on it. But that way we can start implementing all this stuff, right, that we've been talking about here. So I think it'd be good. There is just a few minor things left on the attack, right? But overall, I think it all works well, right? Opening inventory, We can hit escape to close that. Moving an item works well. I think the attacks are doing okay. Yeah, overall, I think it's doing pretty good, right? So my goal, especially for those that are testing this in beta, right? Because it's currently in closed beta. At the end of today, oh yes, I added crit. So it's a random damage range right now, right? For using a sword. When you attack, there is a chance for it to be a crit. And it works well, I think, right? So I give it a range for the normal attack, and then the crit is one higher than the highest out of the normal attack. Here, we're going to show... She's being sneaky. Hi, Sophie. I'm moving your camera, Soph. That's her, right? So Arwen is hanging out down below her cover, going, I want uncovered. All right, which in a couple minutes here will be ads anyways, and I'll uncover her then. Yeah, she comes down. She slides down below her cover and is like, I see you now. You think the crit should be a percent based instead of a flat damage based. Okay. Because at level 1, having 1 extra damage is great, but at level 50, having 1 extra damage is pointless. So the crit is higher than your normal attack range, like when your attack percents, right? So if right, oh, and I heard a Sophie treat. Yeah, here, let's switch back over real quick. Sit. She loves her treats. All right. So, like, level 1, right? We have, I don't know, you're doing between 3 to 5 on damage, with a crit being at 6. But what you're suggesting, Brent, is... So the other thing is, okay, so this is light attack, right? And a heavy attack would be going from 6 to 8 with a heavy a crit of 9, right? For a level 1. But instead of this being here, right? So instead of this stuff being a solid number, this should be a percent range. also, right? And I see the notification ads are going to go off in about 30 seconds. When they do, I'm going to take a beer right back. I'm going to grab some coffee, uncover Arwen, and we'll get back to it. Okay, so what sort of percent or how do you think this should work? And in at the last moment is Benooch. Good morning, Benooch. We have ads just about starting. When we get back from ads, we'll take care of that other Sophie treat. And you're gonna head off. Is that Secret Harbor? Is that what you said? So a crit might be something like replacing the damage with something like damage times 1.2. Yeah, right now, this is not a percent, right? So this stuff here is not a percent. These are hard-coded random numbers. All right. Anyways, there are the ads. I will be right back. I'm going to grab some coffee. I'm going to uncover Arwen, and then we'll get back to it. So hang tight. I will see everybody in a few moments, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Hey, got R1 uncovered. I grabbed some more coffee, and I almost knocked over my whole coffee thing. Yeah, that would have been bad. All right. Anyways, Pinucci did not sleep at all. Why? Are you a robot now? All right, we are working on figuring out our damage percents, right? The balancing of this stuff. Couldn't sleep? Yeah, well, I mean, we get those nights sometimes. He's going through his final evolution. True. He could be. All right. We have this stuff, right? So currently, let me find a better color. This is hard-coded to the weapon right now. So for the sword of level 1, right, it is doing between 3 to 5 damage for light attack, 6 to 8 damage for a heavy attack, and the crit is currently set to a hard number. I think you're right. Maybe the crit should be whatever, like, damage times like 1.2. Or something like that, right? And the idea is the damage you're going to be doing is going to change based upon the weapon you hold. Yes, round it up. That's already built in there. There is no more half numbers, so you shouldn't have to worry about it, right? It's all whole numbers now. Yeah, because out of your list of stuff, right? This is all the stuff that I've already fixed and updated from what your feedback was. So all this stuff here, including whole numbers that was in here somewhere. Right, so I still have more to do on your stuff, on your feedback, which hopefully I'll finish off today. I would love to finish off your feedback from last week, get it updated, and put the beta back up online tonight so that for the next week, everybody will be able to play it, right? And then next weekend, we'll work on more stuff and then update it again and go from there. I think that's how I'm doing it, right? On the weekends, I update and work on things, update the beta at the end of the Sunday, and then all through Monday through Friday, everybody gets to try it, or whoever's on the closed beta, right? So, Ninja Gaiden, it is close. It's on a thing called VHS channel, and it is a one called Thunderstorm. So it's close. This is on Pretzel Rock. It's supposed to be like DMCA free, license free music, so that you should be able to have it on stream. It doesn't always. I think so. It was pretty close to it. They're not always exact, right? All right. I like the idea of having this as a percent, or I mean, like your damage times 1.2, right? For crit on level 1s. So sword, axe, whatever we're going to end up with as weapons, it's going to be that. And level 1 weapon may or may not have different values based upon what you're doing. The sword is doing this. A axe may do slightly different. That kind of stuff. But I think it's coming along nicely, right? There's some eyes over here. I see you. All right. We are doing pretty well here, I think, with figuring that out. I see you. Exactly. All right. We're going to draw something real quick. All right, we're coming down here. We're going to draw this. We got our tail. Do that, and we will have our mouth. farting crocodile. Yeah, it's an alley abbot, so it's an alligator rabbit. But it could totally be a farting alligator, right? This is the danger explosion area. You don't want to be there. But yes, and welcome in, Processor. How you doing today? Oh, feel free to draw on the whiteboard, which is pinned at the top of the chat. And you can come in here, you can draw, you can do whatever, and just, keep it within term of service, and we're pretty good. It sat on a porcupine. True. Could have. All right. I like that, right? So I think we need to change it. So crit chance, damage should be changed to this, right? So we're gonna do damage plus, damage times 1.2. Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good one, right? So we're gonna say damaged here. Whoops, damaged here. And that's what we're going to hold to. This is our crit chance here. So let me minimize that. That way, when it hits a crit, it will have it. Maybe best for everyone if you keep away from that right now, but thanks for the invite. No problem. It's pretty, elusive stuff. It's just term of service, so no blatant gore, sexual stuff, and I forget what else on it, but it's pretty open. All right. So we need to change our crit chances. So we need to open up object attack light. Now, this is for our special attack. I think, I mean, all right, so I have some crit stuff right here, right? What we could do with, which is this. So on the light attack, we change it so it's no longer here. We'll just round it, right? So we say round damage times 1.2. And that's really all we need to do. So we need to also do that for the heavy attack. Is this in GameMaker? Yes, this is in GameMaker. It's in the title. Oh yeah. The stream title. No worries. All right, so here we're gonna do round, and then we're gonna do our damage times 1.2. All right, so that should make it now so that the crit is more of a chance versus a hard set number, like a particular one, right? So it may change. All right, OBS is finally seeing the game, so we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go down and start a fight. We'll do a light attack. Five, 4. All right, so we'll end turn. Overall, I think everything else is going pretty good. I'm just trying to... It's a chance to get a crit. Light attack. There. Crit 3. Okay. It seems like it might be working. So I think I need it to round up. Right? Or do we want it to round down? Because if you're doing 1.2 times, I think it needs to be a seal, like ceiling instead of round. So here I said round. I think we need to switch it to ceiling. Brent, you can see you still need to click the previous ability to use it. Oh, while switching enemies. That should not be a thing. So hold on. So when we're in here, we click it for the first time, right? As long as you are on the same enemy, you should just be able to hit E and it continues to attack. That is now fixed. If you want to switch, you need to then select your next enemy. But like this, I've now selected my enemy. I hit E. And then I hit E. And it will auto attack your current target. But if you want to switch your target, yes, then you're going to have to click and redo it. But if you just want to hit the same target, it should auto do that now. That way it's faster. And Brent, does this make sense? All right, so I did round, but I wanted to go round up, and I think I need to do ceiling, so seal, right? Instead. Hold on. When... Yeah. Oh, I see. Well, let me try it. I don't think it works that way yet. All right, so we start it, right? I hit tab. I can swap. I cannot... Okay, so at this point, I cannot hit tab again to change my target. I can only keep hitting my target. All right, I think that needs a little fine-tuning. So on our notes here, we want press action attack, right? So if we're going to stick with light attacks, we want to be able to do hit press or tab. So we press tab, switch target, press E to attack, right? Should not. So then if we want to use a heavy attack, we'll have to come back here and click, right? So then we click. But I should be able to click light attack, choose a target, hit E, tab, and attack. I feel like it would be intuitive if you could press tab to change your target while remembering the previous ability. Yeah, I think that's what we'll set up, right? So we'll have this here. And I think that'll be a pretty good one. Processor chaos. You guess making games with GameMaker is really making games. What you mean is that you have your own engine, or UE5 or something. You often fight against technology instead of creating. Or are there different tech difficulties also in GameMaker? GameMaker is its own solid engine, right? And it uses its own language. So GameMaker language. You have to code in most things. There's not like built-in stuff. All the assets and all that stuff, there's not anything like that built in. You make your own assets. So like it has its own sprite editor. You can edit stuff in here if you want, or use another program like EightBitsaByte and bring it in. But every engine has its own difficulties. The engine has been around like 12, 14 years now. It's been around a long time, right? And it's gone through a number of versions, and the current version is very solid. I use something called Code Editor 2, which allows you to be able to see all the code here for on the side here, and then you could easily switch between things to find it. But you basically are creating an object. You have different events inside that object, and yeah, I think it's a very solid engine, but it's very specialized with 2D, not 3D. You can do 3D in GameMaker. It's just a lot harder. You have to literally code your perspective into it. You just Googled some famous games used it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty good. And I'm just making it, like I said, I'm making a 2D game. But you can do a lot with it. There is a whole 3D community side to this. I'm just not at that point yet. I've only been learning game dev, programming with this for just over 2 years now, and I'm still constantly learning. Right, I do this as a hobby, so it's all based on free time. Although I've been doing these challenges, right, and for a while I was doing 3-month challenges. And that's what most of like these ones are. It'll say next to it like 3-month challenge, that kind of stuff. 3-month minimum here. Top-down shooter. I did version 1 of the RPG, and now we're working on version 2. But we're gonna spend like 6 months onto it. Done some game jams. My very first attempt at making a game, which was an Asteroid remake. I made the Twitch avatar apps, which is an actual app that I run off my desktop, and that's what you see running around the bottom of my screen here. So I made that, and probably the longest game so far was Pixel Warrior, 2D dungeon crawl game, because it was my first real big game. It took me about a year, but it works. So yeah, it's pretty solid, I think. And a couple others here use it. Brent uses it. Poverty uses Unity. And a couple others, right? There's Brent. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of like GameMaker devs on here. All right, so on the list will be our press action attack. We should not have to switch between it when we want to attack, right? If we're sticking with light attacks, I should just be able to hit tab and E. Tab and E. Let's run it again. And kind of fine tune that. So we did make this, right? So we changed this. So now this is running with a ceiling, right? So it's now rounding up to make it a whole number. Okay, nice. You're always good to learn about something you don't know. Excellent. True. There's multiple different ways to get started with GameMaker, or pretty much any of them. There's like in documentation and all that stuff's pretty good with GameMaker. But yeah, it's continually being updated. There is multiple things going on with it, and the devs are active, right? So they're active on their Discord, and the community for GameMaker is really good. All right, so we want to try to make it so when you press light attack, when we press an attack, right? So when we hit this, we can select our enemy. We hit E, right? But at this point, we want to be able to press tab. Right? So we press tab. It should auto allow us to move our target because it does not right now. So if I want to change my target, I have to click, then I can rechange my target, then press, because if I just press E after I selected that in the hit, it will only attack. Well, that one attacked a different target. All right, hold on. All right, E to attack. E. All right, so it won't let me there. Oh, I don't have any points. Light attack. E to attack. Right. So let's go back there again. attack. If I hit E again, what's it going to do? It attacks a different target. Hit it again. That acted like it switched to the bottom as your target. If I hit E, won't let me. Oh, because of my defend. All right, so there's definitely some fine-tuning that needs to be done with that actions, right? Yeah. All right. So we want to. Let's write this out better. All right. So when we currently hit this, to press attack, right? So either our light or heavy. Select, tab to select, enemy, E to attack. But after we press E, we should, so this is our first attack. We'll use the middle one. At this point, I should be able to hit tab to cycle through right? There we go. All right. So that's what we're going to try to do. We want to press attack, light or heavy, it doesn't matter. We want to be able to tab to the selected enemy, E to attack, press tab to cycle through the enemies, and press E to attack again without re-clicking attack option, as long as it's same attack choice, right? Does that make sense? So we want to press attack, light or heavy, tab to cycle through the enemies, press E to attack, but then press tab to cycle again, and press E to attack. Without re-clicking attack options, as long as it's the same attack choice. I think that makes sense, right? All right. So this is our current. Current issue. There we are. All right. So, I already have it so that it double clicks from stuff, right? Let's go into battle player. I think I want is targeting. So is targeting is where there's use oh, delete it out of the search thing. Heart. All right. We currently we have is targeting. We have our tab built into it. We have pressing E, and we can back out of it by pressing escape. Yeah, you want to be able to, where possible, preserve your action type. So, like I was saying here, I think we have it so that when you press attack, light or heavy, you have now chosen that attack type. Then you can tab to select your enemy, press E to attack, tab again, select an enemy, and E to attack without having to re-click light attack. If you wish to switch to heavy attack, you have to click it. But as long as you're inside that attack type, then it should be okay. Right? So we are going to extend this. Actually, that should be an else. How about can attack and not attack animation plane and plane heavy. Unselected. There we go. And returning from attack. All right. So now we want to be able to do if keyboard pressed, the key for the tab, so virtual key, right? I think we want that. So if keyboard check, spell things right, pressed, virtual key tab. Variable action options. Yeah, let's do options with our battle menu. In my array of what did I say? Battle menu. Battle menu dot selected index. If action if action good morning, Jeepin. How are you this morning?
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Ouch. You're good, just groggy? Alright, well, I mean, that's a lot better. I feel like a little tiny truck ran over me, tap danced on me, and ran down the backside. But that's okay. It's all good, you know? 6.5 hours working on the Jeep, lying on top of the engine to work on stuff, laying under the vehicle to work on things. It was a lot. Yeah, so I feel like a little tiny truck ran over across me. But, you know, I want heavy attack. This way, if we choose one of these, it should be fine, right? What am I doing? I don't want the else there. I want another. If our action, nope. If our action is equal to that, equal, light, attack, light attack, and we're going to say else. We're only going to do one line, so I can just make it be like this. I think that's right. Options out of my array. Light attack. I want the action. If it's one of those. All right, let's try it. So this morning, Jeepin, particular little feathery friend here was so she was very talkative this morning before being uncovered. All right, we're gonna hit light attack, E, tab. It's not showing. So that is not quite correct. I needed to that didn't seem to work at all. Yeah, as soon as she gets covered, she wants to hang out, and she's waking up earlier, so she wants uncovered almost at 7:30 now, because I'm sitting here talking and she's like, "Dad, you're talking to me and I can't see you." So she starts trying to look at me underneath the blanket that we cover her with. Yeah. Well, now she's doing that morning and night. Well, don't get married then. It's a little late, processor. Jeepin and I are already married. Yep. But Arwen is our 5-year-old Quaker parrot. Right, Arwen? Yeah. And she sits a couple feet behind me. So, she starts hearing me talk in the morning or at any point when either one of us are streaming. And she's like, "Oh, you are talking to me and I want to be a part of it." Your Sherlock Holmes brain kind of suspected that from feathery friend. True. Yes, but she's a Quaker parrot. She looks like this. Like that. Like this. And she's 5. Just turned 5 this month. So yes. All right. They do. They live to about 20 to 25 years. Yeah, they can live a decent amount of time. Most, you know. There are some species of parrots that are like 80 years. Those are the big macaws. But for this size one, your average is about 20 years. So, and it's fun because she likes to repeat a lot of what we say. She says stuff on her own. She makes car alarm noises because she hears car alarms outside occasionally. And she likes to repeat "damn it" because I say "damn it" a lot when I'm gaming. So she now says that. I think it's funny. So all right. We have my code didn't quite work. Right? Oh, well, there's only one enemy here. So let me do this again so we can get to one that has like multiple enemies. Come here, rat. All right, 2 enemies. I should be able to hit light attack, E, and then tab. That is not currently working. I feel like what was I in battle player? Oh, battle. Yeah, here. I feel like here it's not doing what I wanted. Is targeting when we press tab. It's not showing up. So return, escape, all right, let me try this a different way. Let me just delete this. I still want basically the same stuff, but I think I want if instance exists, maybe object battle menu. Let's try variable action object and dot options. I think that works better. So before, options wasn't highlighted, and I don't think it was seeing it very good. Selected index. Now we're going to do another if statement, and we'll say action. Oops. Is equal to light attack. There is better ways to set up your tabs and all that stuff, and I've just never done it. So every time I hit like return, it goes to the beginning of the line. Each one of these little breaks is my tabs. But It's all right. This should be our else if now. Else if action. Oops. I find I struggle with typing normally, but today I struggle with typing even more because of how sore like my hands are and my body from working on the engine, the Jeep engine yesterday so much. All right, that should. So now it should correctly read it. When tab is pressed, it should call. We should have our targeting. I say that, but I'm not very confident in my coding there. So we'll run it. Check it out. All right. Light attack. We choose our target. We hit E. I choose a tab. Nope, tab is not working. Still choosing the same target. So I still have to hit this every time I want to attack a different target. Why are we not seeing that? So, all right, here we have 3. Light attack, attack, hit tab. You should be selecting things, but it's not. Well, does it work with the heavy attack? I mean, it's not gonna work now, but all right. Let's find another. So we got 2. Let's try the heavy attack. Heavy attack. Attack the first target. Hit tab. No. So it's not working with either one of those. You wouldn't think it would be so hard, but you know. Oh, I'm gonna die on this turn. Okay. I am not entirely sure, so let's go look at this again. Also, I see ads are going to be starting in about a minute. When they do, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some more coffee, get some more water, all the normal stuff, right? It'll be a good time. Get up and stretch, do what you need to, and then we'll be able to get back to it. But this is not working for me. So I think I need to change this. or my condition? So I'll have to think about it. Again, ads are just about to go off. When they do, like I said, I'm taking a beer right back. And we'll go from there. And when get back from ads, we'll take care of the Sophie treat. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot Panucci's. We have 2 Sophie treats when we get back. Or do you want one now? You want one now? So you heard me. Let's do it real quick. We'll do one now and then one when we get back. All right. You didn't notice? I was like, you got to hold me accountable. You're like, yo, you need to do the Sophie treat. But well, that means we have 1 left. We'll take care of that when we get back from ads. If my ads run, sometimes they're right on time. Other times they get delayed. I guess it all matters when they queue up, right? All right, there we are. All right, I will see everybody in a few moments. Hang tight. All right. We're back. I heard a dungeon. Thank you for that. So now, before I forget, we have another Sophie treat. Sophie. Here we are. All right. Today, somewhere around noonish, I think. Jeepin, are you streaming, and what are you streaming? I don't know if you've thought that far. Yes, and not sure. Gotcha. So right now for gaming, we're both pretty into Windrose and Crimson Desert. Both those games. Yeah. Also, I do want to spend some time playing Diablo 4 because the new expansion comes out on Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. So I do want to spend some time doing that. You kind of want to do Windrose? Excellent. All right, we're just going to erase this and start over. Windrose, if you've never played it, is really fun, right? It is a pirate crafting game, crafting survival game. So you got to gather resources, you got to build stuff, you can make crafting benches, design your base any way you want, and it's a lot of fun. Hi, Arwen. Arwen likes Windrose because she's like, I'm a pirate. Yeah. So there's that. All right, let's try this again. We're gonna do back to our keyboard. So back keyboard check pressed. Yo ho ho in the bottom of rum. Yes. Oops. VK. That's what you need. You know what? You would need a pirate yo ho ho bottle of rum sound alert or something. And you need the gif of the pirate of pirate walking downstairs as I don't know what the hell this thing's called. So it's a gif of a pirate walking downstairs as ship explodes. This, right? You need this. You need to find that and have it play somehow. And be like, things are fine. Things are fine. You know, I don't know why my ship's blowing up or pieces are going everywhere. But this is awesome. I loved that scene. And you need to find that and be like, have that as a channel, like a channel point somehow. That's just awesome. So. She needs Arwen on her shoulder. True, true. Although I don't think Arwen would stay on her shoulder. Arwen is not the best at sticking around. Oh, yeah, she'd be real loud. And she'd be so close to your ear, that would be bad. All right, so if keyboard check pressed return or pressed E, last pending attack, right? So if last pending attack with light, we'll have to add last pending attack still, but I think that's what we want. Because it'll be like our flag. So light attack. She would try to steal your crackers. True, she would. She'd just steal them all. She'd be like, these are mine. Probably shouldn't say that loud because she'll be like, I want one. Pending attack here. Heavy. All right. Here. This. Inside here still. Whoops. If keyboard check pressed, we're gonna say our virtual key tab. If is targeting targeting next. All right, so now I need to go up to create event. We're going to make the flag, and we'll do it right here. So we want pending attack, right? And we need can set that to false. All right. Oh wait, I already have that. So I have can act. I do have pending attack. Is targeting pending attack. I want last pending attack equals pending attack. All right. That should be okay, but I also have to do it in confirm attack here. So here, I also want last pending attack equals pending attack. So now it should all connect properly. I have no idea. Okay, let's just run it. And let's see what happens, right? I'm also going to switch music channels. Let's switch to, how about some synthwave? That should be good. All right. Let's give it a shot. Or we run into an error. Right? So we have last pending attack equals pending attack. I probably did not do that right. This is wrong. I need this after this. All right, let's try it now. All right. Light attack. Hit E. Hit tab. Nothing. I am at a little bit of a loss, so let's think about that. Apparently this is harder than I thought it was going to be. We want our why? So it shouldn't be. This should not be such a problem, right? So we should only be able to hit this once, then be able to choose it. Well, in here, well, it's not doing what I want, right, Brent? So, I mean, that's common. I'm trying to get it so that it, right here. I'm trying to get it so that once you hit E, you have activated attack, and now you're still in last pending attack, and you're able to continue to use the same attack by tabbing and pressing E. Right now, it does not do some of that. So I'm going to add in, try to edit this one more time. We're going to change this. So let's add in confirm our attack. I got to be close. I feel like I have to be close. I'll just work through it. And we're going to change this. If last pending attack, confirm attack here. GG. Homeless. Hi. And we're going to do if last pending attack is equal to light, or last pending attack is equal to heavy. Oops. Heavy. There we go. Let's do if not is targeting. Sophie. Hey. Hi. Are you letting me know somebody's outside? They're walking past on the sidewalk. They're loud on the sidewalk. She's like, no. She's like, that's my sidewalk. Light attack. And thank you for the follow there. I appreciate follow. So light attack. We don't always have to do this. We can just usually keep it on the same line if I'm only doing it like one thing. But we're gonna say else heavy attack. Oh wait, that's wrong. All right, that's better. Go on it there. In here, I want targeting next. So let's rewrite that. Last pending attack. Okay. Now I think it should work. You gotta head to bed. You got work in the morning. True. And it's hella late. True. Good luck with your work. I appreciate it. I will let you know sometime later today, this evening, I will have the closed beta back up, and I'll send it to you. So I'll let you know that it's back there, and you can spend the week messing around and testing the game out. All right. Well, let's just run it. And you have faith I'll find a solution? Thanks. I'm sure I will. It's just trial and error for me. That's all. All right, we're in the attack. We have 3 different enemies, so this will be a good one. We're going to hit light attack. We're going to start with the top one. We hit E. And again, tab does not show up unless I click again, and then it lets me. So what the hell? It allows me to do multiple attacks, but only on the same enemy. Well, that might be my dilemma for the day. Let's work on something else for a minute. I think maybe we need our battle focus. So if I do defend now, okay, that dropped me a whole lot. We're back down here. We're gonna have to end turn. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put a food piece in here. We're gonna do a heavy attack. That'll get rid of one. We'll have to end turn. I'm at 3 life. We'll have to use an item. Why'd you attack? That was weird. That is a bug. There is... What is this? Alright. Bug. What happened? I pressed quick item 1. It used it. It used item. But initiated an attack. Took AP, so action points, to -1 out of 3. Right? What the hell? Alright, so we end my turn. We go back. I start at 3. Light attack. That brought me down to 1. Oh, it's because of this. We defend. I almost need to do 2 defends in a row. Defend. End turn. I get attacked. I hit quick item, press 1. E. And it did that, right? I used the item, it initiated attack. Why? Like, why? I don't know. Light attack. We use it, we hit E. Inventory. We'll bring a banana down. Close that. We select quick item. We press 1. Hit E. It did not attack this time. End turn. Light attack. Select quick item, press 1. Press E. How about run? Was it just with the apple? Let's go to the shop. Press E. Let me buy some apples. Right, we're gonna move the apples down there. We'll buy a pumpkin. There. All right. So let me reopen inventory. Let's do that pumpkin and a carrot. So now, if I press I, or quick item, 1, E. Okay. I have no idea. It does not seem to be doing that now. Light inventory. Let's move the pumpkin. Let's do a light attack. Should be 1 AP. E. Quick item. Press 1. Press E. I've got nothing. We'll ignore it. It does not exist right now. All right, let's try it without that. 1 E. There was the attack. Let's try it again. Quick attack 1 E. All right, well, okay. So, I don't know. Forward looking. Well, we got lots of work still to do to bring this forward up into our next level, right? This just makes me laugh. This is a lot of the stuff that we had talked about. We have skill tree stuff, biomes. We currently only have 3 biomes. I want 6. We need to work on the story. We need to work on questing. Bosses. I'd like game start character selection. For now. I'd like it. Then we also are talking about we want gear, right? So we have gear, character slots, meaning other companions. So the idea is you can be able to talk to a couple different NPCs and they will be available for you to hire as a companion. Then the random stuff, right? Like items out in the world, treasure chests, that kind of thing. Lighting, I'd like to do a new lighting system and work on some of the NPC dialogues, which technically the NPC dialogues would be attached up here to quest. Yeah, these are related. Items as well. This falls into gear, right? I'd like to be able to make it so you have different armor that you wear. We'll see. It may or may not make version 2. So my idea is, you know, for the first, like for 6 months, so we're almost done with the first month out of that. for 6 months, work on it, and come up with version 2, and then maybe we'll probably have like a version 3 at some point. Yeah. But we have lots of stuff that we need to put together on it. All right. You can be able to pet the dog in here, and in the game, you can give her a treat. We have some layering issues we got to work with. There's areas like this that I can stand on top of the building. There is a bit of a difference between the sprites. So that's on there, right? And you can sort of see it really inside. That. So the walking down is up higher than the standing idle one. So I need to adjust those sprites. I'd like to design a few more internal buildings. Right? So if we won't run around, we got a couple buildings here, but you can't go in them. So I'd like to be able to get it so you can go in these buildings. So I got to design the internal parts of those. This one you get to go up the stairs and go in, or you can come here and go inside. And I want to make 2 compartments for that. And then we have this building up here. And I think one of the ways I'm going to solve my depth issues here, an easy way, is to simply make it that you can't walk that close to the house, right? Rather than taking each individual panel that I have for those and restructuring the layer on them. We could just make it so that it blocks and we can't walk that close to the buildings. Right? Like this. Can't do it. And this, I was going to do something with, but I think we'll just take that and close it off. And maybe make it so the whole thing is all the way across, so you can't go this way. Yeah. Because here's a layering issue too, see? It should look like that. But it's a lot of extra work to relayer all the different panels for the housing, because you build the housing by piece, right? And some of them are correct and some are not. It's just a lot. Because I have to have this one higher than this one, so it looks like it goes over top of it. But I need to make it so that these are essentially higher than the player. So I don't have this. It's a lot. I mean, I don't know which way I'll do it. We'll see. There has to be a quest to go and clear these out, or these will simply unlock after you've reached certain parts. right? Repair this, help with that, do some of that stuff. Here's a layering issue too. So many layering issues. What you want. And then I got to come up with all the dialogue for the different NPCs. So right now, this is the second biome. This is marsh. Let's go fight a lizard. Let's see how these guys do. So they haven't been adjusted for health yet. Nor for their damaging. But this will be essentially what it'll look like with 3 different ones, right? And they show up over here. So this is good. They show up into who's next. At this point, after you complete the first quest, I think the first quest should make you into a level 2. At least that, right? So I need to reassess the XP value of the first quest. And that should change your level. Should. And homeless, if you're out there, there you are wandering around. I'm gonna be changing some of the stuff that they say. So if you're there, eventually I'm gonna have it so that you can pick some of your own sayings. I think that'd be fun. All right. Well, I think that's kind of where I'm at. I think we may call it. Some other stuff I want to get done and do before I come back to work on some more stuff. I know we have the tab issue and the weird issue with attacking occasionally when you press quick slot item. But hopefully maybe this evening or sometime later today, I'll get to work on those. Kelvar, I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a great day. Yeah, I think we're just going to end just a few minutes early. And I can do some other stuff, get up and stretch. And I'm just sort of fading. I'm not real energetic today. So, but I do want to game today a little bit. I'd like to work on this at some point. I do have that little cabinet thing that I'm putting together. I got to do that. So there's a bunch of stuff I want to get done today. We will see where I'm at. My goal is to make this available for closed beta by tonight, hopefully. If not, we'll do it right after stream tomorrow. So don't forget, tomorrow I'll be streaming at same digital time, same digital place. Kelvar, you feel the lack of energy I have done next to nothing today so far. Yeah, that's how I feel like I want to do. Yesterday was a lot. The 6 or so hours of working on the vehicle really beat me up. I have like little cuts and bruises and all that stuff from car parts and laying on top of the engine and lying under the vehicle and all that stuff. It beat both my friend and I up pretty good. So just a little worn out today. But Let's go see who's out there, right? And we'll go from there. Arwen feels the same way. She's like, I'm worn out. Like I said, my goal is to get the beta back up tonight. But for people to test that are in the closed beta for the week. And if not, then I'll aim to get it done after stream tomorrow. But let's who do we have out there today? Well, we are checking out another streamer real quick.
I think the biggest gap will be...
All right, I think we'll go visit Thornity, who is working on some stuff. So let's get that raid started. I appreciate everyone for hanging out and being here. I'm calling it just a few minutes early. I'm out of energy on this and need to get some other stuff done, right? So I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you all in Jeep and stream. She's going to be probably streaming around noon, so in about 2 hours or so. And I think she's doing Winrose today. So if you like pirates, crafting, survival games, that'll be the stream to watch. And here's her thing. Otherwise, I will see everybody tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. So same digital time, same digital place for a couple hours. And we'll see what I can have been able to get done today and what we can finish up for tomorrow. But have a great one. I will talk to everybody later and see you all later. Bye.